Hey, hey. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to Italy. We've arrived here in Tuscany at Scarperia de San Piero, and we're here at Mugello Circuit for the second day of testing for GP2. I am your commentator, Robert Ionescu. You might have heard me today during top class qualifying, if you were watching that stream or maybe not, but I am back once again today. for GP2 duties, and I'm joined by my good friend Rahul Patel. Hello, Rahul.
Hello,
How are you doing?
I'm good.
That's awesome. That's very good to hear. And what do you think of this day of testing? Because obviously you don't have the best result on the first day, but the second day, what do you think of the track?
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty interesting. It is high speed, as you can see on the track map.
Yeah, indeed.
So, yeah,
Loads of fast corners. We've already been here once before, of course, and back then it was the Prema of Aaron Curtis who went fastest. Coincidentally, yesterday, Benz Wallinger in the Prema was quickest of all. What's gonna happen here today?
yeah. See what
Well,
happens.
indeed, without further ado, it's time to get going, I say.
Yeah,
It's gonna be all dry, though, with a little bit of cloud cover.
yeah.
But we
And we
shouldn't
will
have
be
any
on the way.
wet weather or anything. Yeah, indeed,
Yeah,
Rahul. And look at this, a very epic picture. I like it a lot. Tell me what you think about it, guys. The loading screen, of course. And yeah, okay, here we go. And the session is underway.
Yep.
22 cars, 1 hour. And one of them will be fastest. It doesn't matter for anything though, because it's simply testing. It should be entertaining either way. So leave us your predictions up, guys. We'll look at Gabriel Quintino in the shadows. And this is the 2020 version, I believe.
Yeah,
Yes, it is. It's different from the one we used last time around, but now we got this new version, and we got a car actually prepared to go out on track.
that's
It's Rahul Patel, the Virtuosi, Tudo Kurbi in the Arden, and Jay Galloway, first one in the MP Motorsport.
yeah. There's this
And
new layout of Mugello,
yep,
2021.
indeed. Well, it's basically the same anyway. It doesn't look too different or anything.
Yeah,
But either way, there are many corners with very interesting names. And once Galloway gets on a flying lap, we'll talk you through all those names, of course.
yeah,
And this version looks better than the one we had last season for testing. Looks more
yeah,
detailed, I have to admit. And it should be entertaining either way. Looking at any adventure, meanwhile, in the
fixed the
dams
names on the dams cars.
Excellent, Flo. Nice job. So Adventure is now in his own car instead of his teammate Fasheray's. Bennett there in the Trident, meanwhile.
Oh,
yeah.
it's raining.
There's actually some rain out there,
Yeah.
but I'm not sure how much it will impact lap times.
Most likely nothing.
No,
Yeah.
we weren't even expecting
Anyway,
rain.
we'll be waiting for Galloway to start the flying lap pretty soon enough. So switch the onboard to him when you can, please, as we're looking at Protsug. Has a new color scheme, actually, to distinguish from Rahul Patel's, and this is very nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, we need to
Indeed.
move to Galloway because he's starting his lap. And here he goes. We just got it in time. Onto the straight for this little flat-out kink. And approaching turn 1, San Donato. A very fast right-hander, but you need to get the braking right for it. Don't go too wide on exit because you need to have the best line possible. Into turn 2 of Luco. Medium speed left, followed by Poggioseco. Another medium speed right. Up next, you're gonna accelerate and go up the gears as you approach Materassi on the left and Borgo San Lorenzo on the right. And there he goes. Now, keep accelerating, but watch out for the downhill section of Casanova and Savelli. Through the right, and now the left. Flat out in the F1 cars, not exactly in these ones. Now, here comes double right-hander of Arrabbiata. Very fast blind apex right-hander with a double apex. Arrabbiata 1 and Arrabbiata 2, which Mugello has just exited. Up next is Carperia, named after the city of not city, but the commune or the region where the tower is located. Palagio corner. Up next is Correntaio, the long swooping right-hander from which the exit is key because it will lead you to the very fast Biondetti chicane. Biondetti 1 and now Biondetti 2, both flat out. And all that remains is probably the most famous corner of the track. The over 180 degree right left-hander of Buccine. And Galloway took a lot of curb there on entry. Those wide out exit as well, all four wheels of the wide line, but that's not going to invalidate his lap or anything. Doesn't have to worry about that. And Jake Galloway goes fastest with 131.4. Lap time is, I think, 4 seconds slower than last season, but I think it's adjusted. Patel's gone second and Corby's gone third. It's adjusted to the correct track version because I think the old one was too fast. This one is more accurate. Zorbach is third. Meanwhile, up next is Gabriel Quintino. Yeah, Quintino is fifth fastest. Max Gillen goes quickest by 6/10 of a second. Now Kyle Burns goes second quickest. Mariku Kalevich, he goes fifth. Daniel Adventure up next to cross the line. Seventh for him. Thomas Bennett second. That is Graf up into sixth place. Betts Valgar, that was fastest yesterday. Only fourth this time around. Now Joel Watterson, all four wheels off the wide line as well for him. Watterson is in 13th and last at the moment. Yeah, Lorenzo Tomaselli is next, going to 8th fastest. Henry Watsel's gone 12th. Tomasz Pascual has gone into position number 15. John McCarthy 6th. Aaron Curtis, man, was fastest here last year. 15th. Ruslan Protsuk 4th fastest. Thomas Anderson, he is 9th quickest. Isaac Fasheray, the penultimate car left. He is only 21st. Slowest so far. Jamie Griffiths is 15th. So Fasheray slowest so far. Max Gillen is quickest for now. But Jake Galloway is on another lap, let's not forget. And he's just exited Buccine right now, as a matter of fact. Once again, going very wide, so these lines are interesting. And I hope you guys decide to vote for Mugello, because I think a race on this layout will be very entertaining. Ira Galloway narrowly doesn't improve. Patel is behind Corby. Corby managed to improve, but Patel didn't due to the traffic. But yeah, these guys can race a lot better than on the last season layout. Zorbach improves up into 12th fastest.
Yep.
And guys in the chat, let me know how you're doing, by the way.
Burns moves up to second. William Bruce.
Great lap from him. Quintino improved, but is 19th still, I believe. Curtis is also improving, even though he's holding up another car. Adventure has gone up to Kalevich into 10th and Graf into 12th. Wallinger into 4th. Oh man, these improvements are happening very, very rapidly.
Yeah.
So maybe the drops of rain might be going away a little bit. Max Gillen, the man who's currently quickest, is now being impeded. As Tomaselli has gone 13th. And Gillen's lost 7.5%. Yeah, he does. Pascual stays 20th but improves. Galloway is actually improving, or would be, but he's coming into the pits. Curtis 15th fastest. Anderson 9th fastest, stays there, I believe, actually.
Yeah, he moved up tonight. Fasheray stays last.
Griffiths improves to go to 17th in front of Corby. Max Gillen's definitely not improving as he's entering Correntayo. Galloway, here he comes into the pits. He will go. And I don't have the energy in me to say I-I-I-O, but you know the drill anyway. I think someone will be completing a lap right about now. I think it's an MP Motorsport. It's actually Patel, who's gone up into 6th place in Uni Virtuosi. It looked like an MP Motorsport from that camera angle. It's a weird one, but it is what it is. And there's an engine trailer for Corby. Yeah, an oil leak.
Just saw that one.
Happened very early on.
Yep. Quintino's
improved into 18th. Yeah. And Dodo Corby's stint has come to a premature end. Thanks to this oil leak. We were looking at Patel in front of him and even noticed Corby's leak until it actually happened on the main screen. Graf has improved it to 8th fastest.
Try and get back.
He's already...
And it emerged pretty...
It happened before he crossed the line.
Yeah, just narrowly. You can see the red dot on the depth panel. That's when it occurred. They already pulled away from him by some margin. You can see the Brit in front of him, but Dodo Corby, he's had to park it into the wall, and he's lost the wheel as well for good measure. Yellow flags are out for San Donato, but they should vanish pretty quickly now that his car's been removed. And that tire barrier appears to be passable for some reason, but it's alright.
Yeah.
It's even with that little bug, it's a very okay track. McCarthy's improved into 8th place, meanwhile. Patel, he is improving by 10th at the moment. Anderson has improved, but once again stays in 10th. And the fast race coming into the pits. You know, another Welshman, Jamie Griffiths, he fails to improve on his lap. By the way, this test session is very interesting, I'd say. Would you agree with me, Rahul?
Yeah, it is interesting.
By the way, Flo, I wanted to ask you something in particular, and I will type in the chat so I don't tell it out loud.
As Patel.
As Patel is crossing the line, go
stays
sixth quickest. Yeah, he
but
was.
nearly half a second behind his teammate Skillen. But still
Yeah.
not bad.
I mean,
lap for
Univirtuosi, they had a bad day yesterday. They're doing much, but they're faring much better today. P1 and P6 is nothing to scoff at.
Yeah.
Anyway, Patel is out on another lap. He won't be coming in anytime soon, or at least not this lap anyway. Let's see what the Brit can do in the first sector. He's failed to improve this time, lost a 10th on his best, which was the previous lap, of course.
Yeah.
2 tenths behind Skinner in S1. As now Ruslan Protsiuk, the Torosso test driver with the adjusted livery, now it's much more distinguishable, is pushing as Watterson has improved but stays 21st and last. Protsiuk is in the slips from Aaron Curtis, who's coming into the pits right now. And I have to say, this pit lane entry is very cool.
Yeah. Indeed it is.
Yeah. Anyway, Protsiuk didn't improve, but he's still 5th fastest, which, considering yesterday wasn't that great for him, he's surely going to be happy today with that sort of improvement.
Yeah.
Alright, thank you, Fluff, for that answer you gave us in the chat. Meanwhile, Watterson, it's actually impeding one of the campuses. I think that would be Tomasz Pascual, unless I'm wrong, in which case it would be Lorenzo Tomaselli.
Yeah. We'll have to see later.
Into Scarperia, next into Palagio, goes Joel Watterson. On the run to Correntaio now, we'll get the second sector split, or we'll not, because we're looking at Rahul Patel, who's coming in this lap. He is behind, I think that could be Daniel Adventure, unless it's Isaac Fasheray, then it's Isaac Fasheray. It's Isaac Fasheray, actually. I thought I saw British flag up there. It looked faint, but I was able to see it, and it is Fasheray indeed. He's holding up his fellow Brit at the moment, but you won't have to worry about him too much, because Patel's coming in.
Yeah. Lost a lot of time in the first sector.
Well, traffic can be a big issue at Mugello. Many fast corners, so you need all the downforce you can get. John McCarthy coming into the pits meanwhile, but not Tomasz Pascual. He will be finishing his lap to go 19 fastest. He's improved by 10th and 300s.
Yeah.
We got Protsiuk finishing a lap behind him as well. Pascual will be coming in at the end of this lap.
Yep.
Patel will also come in right now. But can he try and overtake into Buccina? This would be a little bit bold, and he thinks better of it. Stays behind Fasheray. But yeah, one Brit starts his lap, the other ends his run. As he's coming into the pit, still with the seal flag, or seagull if you're Florian Volker. As Galloway is improved all the way up into 3rd. Good lap from him.
Yeah, he had some slipstream from
But
Patel.
Rahul will have... Yeah, but that will have the correct flag when we get to Bahrain, so don't worry about that. Zorbach hasn't improved meanwhile, but it's a much better day for him than yesterday when he was dead last. Maybe still down in 14th, only now 15th because Kirby has improved. But Zorbach shouldn't be discouraged. He's much better off than yesterday.
Yeah.
Now we're looking at Lorenzo Tomaselli approaching Buccina. He hasn't gained the first 2 sectors. Took a lot of curb on entry, almost put that wheel on the grass. And how wide will he go on exit? Yeah, very wide. Trying to maximize all he can, breaking track limits in the meantime. And Lorenzo Tomaselli hasn't improved. He's lost just under 210. Jamie Griffiths doesn't appear to be improving at the moment either, as Galloway has caught up to Isaac Fasheray in front of him. And of course, he's being held up by him now. So he won't improve this time around. The man currently in 3rd. He's trying a move into Correntaio, but that was never going to work, was it?
Yeah, wasn't gonna
Anderson
work.
hasn't improved.
Yep, stays in 10th.
Yeah, indeed. And we're looking at Ben Svellinger. Meanwhile, I think that's a Carlin he's behind.
No, that's a Ratback.
Oh, it's a Rapax.
Yeah, it's a Ratback.
Still trying to get used to them. But anyway, Wallinger is still being held up as Jake Galloway will round off his lap. Naturally, he's not going to improve. He's only lost 7 tenths though. Fasheray, however, has improved despite holding up Galloway. Now Galloway actually had to slow down. He'll be coming in either way, so it's not like it matters much. Fastray has improved and sent Watterson to last place.
Yeah. It is
Now
close
Anderson
to
into the
those
second.
two.
Arabiata is pushing. Dudu Corby has improved yet again. He's up into 11th place. Ismail Kukalovic is coming into the pits from 13th. As does Isaac. No, that's not Isaac Fastray, that's Daniel Adventure.
Yeah.
I focus mostly on the T-cam. I don't pay that much attention to the helmets sometimes.
And
Because usually
Kyle
the T-cam
Burns
is the
is
easiest
coming out.
to go. Yeah, he is. It's a good set. It's a very good session so far for the American. Second quickest. He was in the top 5 here last season too, I believe. I'm not exactly quite sure where. But he had a good showing. Clearly, he's used to the Mugello circuit, even if it's a different version of the track. The corners are still the same. Patrick now has clean air. He's not going to have to worry about impeding anyone. And that's clearly helped him out a little bit. He's a 10th up to a middle sector.
But you could still lose time in the final sector because he was
Yeah,
only
but
just under a 10th up on this middle sector. So, yeah.
Watzel's up into 17th fastest. But you can... Buccine is a long corner, but aside from that, Sector 3 doesn't have too much to offer. Most of the time can be found or lost in Sector 2. But let's see if Fastray can improve on his position again. Yeah, he improves on his time, but not on his position. He stays 21st.
Yep. Curtis went up to 10th before Fashari improved. So,
Yeah, he did, the Irishman. Back
yeah.
in the top 10. Meanwhile, Dennis Graf are on board with him. Won't be improving, I don't think.
Quintino making
Quintino
a
is
little
improving,
mistake.
but he's gone very wide in Biondetti too.
He gained a lot of time in the middle sector.
7/10 he gained.
He could still improve even with the mistake, but we don't know. We will see how much time he's lost.
He's lost about half a second, and that's not counting the time you lose in the after the score. This Wallinger has gone top again. Fastest of all so far, the Hungarian yet again. And I don't know where that lap came from, but he's this large Max Skillen from P1. What about Quintino? How much time has his mistake cost him? He was 7/10 up into the middle sector. Will he still improve on his lap? He will, 8/10. He actually found some more time.
Yeah.
Despite that mistake, so that's a mega lap for Quintino. He could be into the top 3 if he didn't commit that error.
Yep. As on board with Patel, who is holding up his teammate.
Yeah, Max
on
Skillen. The two only virtuosos, one which looks surprisingly like a Renault, and one which looks like a Red Bull. Only
Yeah.
one of them is a test driver, but is the Red Bull, Rahul Patel.
Yeah.
Anyway, will he make way for Skillen, or are they just practicing close racing with each other? Henry Watzel has improved. He got up into 17th fastest.
Curtis improves to
Larson.
8th.
Yeah, Watterson 400s down in the first sector. Curtis has improved yet again. He's getting another 2 places. Or 3. I'm not sure if he was in 11th or 10th. He was in 10th, I know, but I'm not sure if Wallinger was behind him or not before he improved to go fastest. Anyway, out of Arabiata goes Watterson, and into Scarperia. A medium speed right-hander, followed by Palaggio the left-hander. There's plenty of those. Wallinger was improving, but he decided to come in as Dudu Corby has improved to go 9th at the same time as Curtis.
Yep.
And I have to wonder, how many more laps is Dudu Corby going to do?
Yeah.
Alright, Daniel Fraser said he's doing alright. That's good to hear, Daniel. I'm glad you're fine. Glad you're fine. Quintino has improved all the way up into 5th, so that lap earlier was no bluff. Even without the mistake, he's gone in the top 5. So how much pace is he really having today? Watterson, by half a 10th, misses out on improvement. The New Zealander is staying in last. Thomas Anderson is coming into the pits. Was this his out lap as well? Or was he not on a flying lap at all? I'm not even sure.
Yeah, it was on his outlap, I think. Yeah.
No, it was a flying lap because it was timed.
Yeah.
So he came in either way. Galloway's just gone out, meanwhile, the man in 4th place. He'll be having another crack at the track. And I didn't mean for that to rhyme, but it did, so we'll deal with that. Watzel has improved. He's moved up a place. He's 16th now. Curtis has improved yet again. Stays in 8th place, but doesn't have the same time as Corby anymore.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's actually gained 2 positions. He's gained a position. He's getting in front of Patel. My bad.
Yeah.
Anyway, Watterson will be coming in this lap. His first few stints haven't been that productive. He's down in last, quite some way behind his teammate Kalovic. I don't think he'll be too bothered by it.
Yeah. Skillen improves. He stays in 2nd.
Yeah, but he's gaining on Valdiger's lap, and if Skillen has more laps to go, because I believe he's past Patel by now, and Skillen might be able to go back on top.
Yeah.
Of course, the last lap, the fastest lap here last season was the 1:27s from Aaron Curtis. But anyway, the track is more accurate now. Contino improves to go 4th fastest, so he's having bouts of pace. He's been very consistent on this run, always finding some more time, and stretching quick laps one after the other.
Yeah, Watterson comes into the
I should have
pits.
said setting. Yeah, he does, and he completes his run. He's already completed 11 laps out of 23. Meanwhile, Benz Wallinger has just gone out. The session leader is back on track. Kalevich has improved to go into 11th. Bennett goes 4th fastest, meanwhile. So the new Trident leader, clearly living up to his credentials, the man who won in Laguna Seca last season, goes up to 4th, as we're looking at the man who won Laguna Seca 2 seasons ago, actually.
Yep, and Waldinger. He was quickest in day 1, and he's quickest now in day 2. So
He's created most of the headlines so far in testing, as Tomaselli improves to go 13th. Just 1/1000 of a second behind Chuck McCarthy. Pasquale improves his teammate to go 19th.
Yep.
And I'm really happy to see so many people constantly improving. All the time, you know.
Yeah.
Track is getting more and more grippy, I'd say. And this is obviously great news.
Indeed so.
As Wallinger will be preparing to start a lap, Quintino has improved 5th fastest, which is where he was previously. He went up to 4th, but then Bennett knocked him down to 5th. Quintino has improved, but is still in 5th. As would you like to commentate us for Wallinger's lap? He's about to start it right now. And
Yeah,
don't forget,
sure.
you have the corner names.
Yeah. As Waldinger starts his lap, going full throttle in the straight line, and now he's gonna brake heavily now into San Donato.
Kalevich is up into 9th meanwhile.
Yeah. In the top 10, as now he goes to Luco. Oh, and then I can't really say that name, but
It's Poggio Secco.
yeah, Poggio. And now he goes to Materazzi, and Burgos San Lorenzo.
Yep. And now the chicane. Wallinger's actually doing great in the first sector.
Yeah, he's just
Tomaselli is
down on
11th.
his sector, but yeah, Tomaselli moves up to 11th.
And Wallinger is going through the Arrabbiata.
Yeah, taking up flat, and with a hard braking zone into the first chicane.
Yep.
And,
He's a little bit down. But
yeah,
it's still an encouraging lap either way.
yeah, indeed he is.
Now approaching Buccina. No, this is not Buccina. It is actually Buccina, my bad. We're looking at
Yeah,
McCarthy
it is.
behind one of the Rapexes. But Rahul, see, I'm teaching you Italian corner names. I think you might like that.
Yeah. Anderson's trying to make a move on pressure, eh? Those two
But then to
are
Materassi, there's
outlap.
no chance. Yeah, both of them are, so Fashray might have a little bit more extra pace. And if he's stuck... No, Anderson might have a little bit more extra pace, and he's stuck behind Fashray, he might not be able to unleash it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, everyone other than Burns and Watson, last season's Arden lineup, by the way, is out on track.
Yeah,
Zorbach has improved. He's 18th though.
Yeah. Thomas Anderson still behind pressure. He is losing time to him on his personal best.
Yeah. His best shot would be on the main straight on the run for San Donato to try to overtake. It's the main overtaking opportunity anyway on this track.
Yeah.
As looking at track, McCarthy is losing a lot of time trying to keep Dennis Graf behind him. Now Anderson rounding off his lap and starting a new one. Likewise with Fasheray. And the Swede might have gotten the overtake. No.
No.
Fastray holds on to the inside as another counter just came out, and that is Ruslan Protiuk.
You must be. As Valdinger,
He's being held up, but I'm not quite sure who that is.
I think it is Adams.
Indeed so.
It's a Carlin.
It's a Carlin, actually.
Oh, yeah, it is.
It could be
actually.
Zorbach
Yeah, could be.
or Griffiths. Anyway, Anderson's still being held up, and he won't be too happy with that from Fastray.
Yeah.
Everyone except Watzel is on track, so we'll just be waiting for the Brit to go out soon enough. As Sean McCarthy will be coming in, Adventure's just come in himself. Meanwhile, Zorbach improves to go 13th quickest. Meanwhile, so it was his teammate Griffiths that was holding up Wallinger.
Yeah.
But Nicholas Zorbach is finally getting up to grips with his new team and finding some speed, which he didn't have on day one. That quick flight to Italy seems to have boosted him, and he's now 13th quickest.
Yeah, indeed it is.
And you have to wonder, does he have more time he can find? Because I'm sure there is. But if he can extract it or not, it'll remain to be seen. We still got 35 minutes to go either way, so it won't be too much of a hassle.
Yeah, Valdinger still is in time. I'm on his personal best, but yeah, he is getting held up by Patel.
He's actually in a Red Bull sandwich, if you think about it, when it comes to track position. No, never mind, he is not. That's not Protiuk. That was a Carlin. My bad. Blue Corby has improved. He's 10th fastest again. And Patel goes very wide on the exit of Buccine. But he's keeping Wallinger behind him still. And the Brit crosses the line. Failing to improve, but he's keeping the Hungarian behind now. Wallinger switch to the inside. Have a go at him. Into San Donato. Can he get past him? We'll find out later. But Thomas Anderson is improving after Sector 1. He's had a very solid effort. The first sector almost went purple. And he's actually pushing, catching up to this.
That's
is it the
Protiuk.
Rapax? Oh, it is Protiuk actually. It's not the Rapax.
Yeah. Could lose time in the middle sector. He's
Well,
right
yeah, that
behind
is
Protiuk.
true. He's actually still gaining. 2/10 up on his personal best. But he might lose a little bit of time through this fast chicane of Biondetti. Let's see if Thomas Anderson will be able to improve after all. Or if he can benefit from a little bit of slipstream out of Buccine.
Yeah. See if he'll benefit from that.
Here he goes. Both of them going extra wide. But let's see if Anderson can improve and get himself back in the top 10. Cross the line. He's gone up to 13th. A little bit of traffic, but he's improved either way.
Yeah. Quintino in the pits.
And you surely need to ask, what could he do without the traffic?
Yeah. Could do better.
Very much agreed with you, my friend. As Fastray will be coming in. He's currently in 21st, so second to last. Not the best showing for the Brit. Meanwhile, Dennis de Graaf has gotten him up into second fastest. Just 1.5 tenths behind Waldinger. Or I should say 1/10 and 2/3. Either way, he's set up scorching lap pretty much out of nowhere. Go quickest, second quickest.
Yep. Galloway in the pits. Curtis is also in the pits as well.
Yeah, indeed. Got another car coming in. I think it could be Rapax, if I'm not mistaken.
No,
Or maybe
it's
not.
a Carlin of Zorbach.
Right. The Rapax and the Carlin look surprisingly similar, but it's not gonna be too much of an issue. I just need to memorize them all by the time we get to race weekend 1.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're looking at the two campuses who are right behind each other before Tomasz Pasquale decided to dive into the pits. On board with Kyle Burns, meanwhile, he's been sent down to 4th place. They still had some solid pace today. And let's see if we can improve on this lap. It looks unlikely, but the last sector can tell you a lot of things. And Burns is actually down by a second.
Yeah.
So he's not pushing that much this time around. Anyway, Bennett will be coming into the pits at the end this lap. He's stuck behind. Is that Fastray? No, it's Adventure. Fastray is into the pits. He's stuck behind that in Adventure.
And Adventure currently 17th at the moment.
Yeah, indeed. out of all the drivers who are still in here from last season, Adventure is the only one who won 2 races in last season, of course. And that's even though the rest of his season was pretty bad, he still won 2 of the opening 3 races and made us believe he would be the dominating force in the championship. Unfortunately for him, it didn't turn out that way. I think he only finished 11th at the very end of it. So even if you win 2 out of the first 3 races, you still need bulletproof consistency to be champion. Adventure has proven, time and time again, he has the pace to win races. All he needs to do is work on his consistency, and he could be a real threat to the championship this season. What would you say, Rahul?
Yeah, indeed.
Anyway, in the first sector, he's a third of a second down.
Yep. 3 tenths down on his
As he's
personal
approaching
best.
Arrabbiata. And I'd like you to say the corner names, because you only did that for Sector 1 last time, you know. I mean, not now, but once we get another flying lap. Is that okay with you?
Yeah. Well, I'm
Great.
going with Kirby.
He's been red in Sector 2, so I'm not quite sure if he'll improve or not. But he's coming across the line, and he is in the red by about just under 2/10 of a second, and he'll be coming in this lap anyway.
Yeah.
The Brazilian currently down in 11th. Not as good of a showing as he had yesterday, but still doing alright-ish. Meanwhile, Zorbak has gone out. And once he goes on a flying lap, I would like you, Rahul, to commentate through it, if that's okay with you. And I'll help you out, of course, if you need anything.
Yeah.
But anyway, Flo, once Zorbak starts his flying lap, keep the camera on him, because he might be able to find some time. Who knows? But anyway, I think someone's just come into the pits. I'm not quite sure who, though. But either way, we're almost halfway down in this session. Just a little bit over the 30 minutes mark. And 3, 2, 1. There, that's the halfway point. And we're still on board with Zorbak. We'll be preparing to start a new lap. And yeah, Zorbak is about to enter Puccine to begin a new lap and a new timed run as well. And Rahul, I would pass the mic over to you if we were actually in the same commentary booth, but I'm going to pass the virtual mic to you, so go ahead.
Yep, as he goes for the Boyendeti 2 straight. No, actually, it was the other one. Sorry. He goes
that
for
was
the
just the
straight,
chicane.
yeah. And he goes for San Donato. Good, taking it easy. And now go for Luco. And then Poggio Secco.
Yes.
Go north and now going into Materazzi. And now Burgos and Lorenzo.
He's down.
Yeah, he's down the first sector, now going for Casanova and Salavi. So,
Savage.
Arrabbiata 1 and now going for Arrabbiata 2. Now go for Scarperia and now
Covered to
Palagini.
6th.
Yeah. And now let's see what he does in the middle sector. He's still down. Now going to Gordon Ayo. And
Yeah,
now,
you said it okay.
yeah, Bonadetta 1 and 2. And now he's getting ready to go to Pekin. A 180-degree angle.
Yeah, Anderson's gone up into 7th, meanwhile Watterson is 19th. As he exits Buccine, Nicolas Zorbak, can he find any time in Sector 3? Or will this lap be a no-no?
In the moment, it's a no-no.
Yeah, he's lost a little bit more than S3, but it wasn't too bad of a lap. That's my opinion anyway. Waldinger, 4 tenths down, so his tires might be wearing down a little bit. Either way, he's still fastest, and he should be pretty comfortable with that. Pascual has improved all the way up into 6th, meanwhile, 3 tenths behind Waldinger. That's a massive improvement from the Portuguese man.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah,
Good lap for Pashko.
very much so. Wallinger, 2.5 tenths down in the first sector. Is clearly not chasing lap time anymore. He might be settling in to try a race strat run. Even though we won't be racing here, you need to gather all the data you
Maybe.
can about the car, even on tracks you won't actually race on.
Yeah.
As Waldinger, he's about to end sector 2. Meanwhile, Dudu Corby is in a little bit of traffic. We got the two other Grand Prix cars sandwiching two other cars between them. There's Dudu Corby, and behind, is that Rapax or...
Yep, it is a Rapax.
Yeah, it's
It is
Watson holding up Anderson. Neither of them improve, as was to be expected. You know, Corby started the lap, but he's in traffic a little bit.
Yeah.
Now he's the only one in the other Grand Prix sandwich. So that's a fun little story. But man, I think a race at Mugello would be very entertaining. The cars can clearly run very close to each other, and they can overtake too. And
Yeah,
it should be very
indeed.
entertaining. Fastray has improved to go 13th quickest meanwhile. Which means Jamie Griffith is now slowest. Corby very much down in the first sector. And I must admit, his helmet is very awesome.
Yeah. You'd have to say.
Yeah, with that symbol over on the front of it.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Watzel is the one guilty of impeding him. And what will his sentence be? His sentence will be a compromised lap time. As you can see, he's 6 tenths down on his personal best. And 1.4 seconds behind Wallinger. As Aaron Curtis, Wallinger's teammate, has improved, but is still in 7th place, I believe.
Yep.
Anyway, Watzel is approaching Buccine, and he won't gain any time on this lap. And I don't think his teammate Anderson will either. But it's encouraging to see how closely these guys can follow each other. Something we obviously didn't see in the real-life Grand Prix at Mugello. Corby, 1.4 seconds down, no surprises there. And look at this, we're almost going 3 wide, but Anderson is trying to move on Corby. And on his teammate, what a pass! He's got both of them in one go. Had the sniff and sent it on both of them.
Yeah, indeed.
Can we look at the onboard replay with the overtake flow? Because I think we should see it from a different angle. Yeah, thank you. So we got some racing in pre-season, and Anderson, using the slipstream from his teammate, passes not just him, but also Dudu Corby. But great, with great braking into San Donato. Fastray is up into 8th. Meanwhile, he's improved yet again. 2nd lap in a row.
Stays in 22nd.
But he improves on his personal best. Meanwhile, I have to wonder how much will Anderson be able to gain on this lap, because he had slipstream in the first sector. Meanwhile, Pashkol improves, but he stays 6th fastest.
Yeah, he's not far off Bennett and Burns, so yeah.
Well, he's only 2,000 behind Bennett, so that's a thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, Dudu Corby is about to end sector 2 by exiting Palagio now. And into Correntaio. How well can he do in traffic? Still 1.7 seconds down, so even worse on this time around.
Yeah.
And he's got Waterston chasing him down hard. It is possible to overtake, of course, but I wonder if Anderson can improve, having received that little boost from his teammate in sector 1. Quintino is on the lap, his 800's down on his personal best, but I'm not sure if he'll improve at the roll or not. It'll remain to be seen. Everyone except Dennis Goff is out on track meanwhile, so this is interesting. Anderson will cross the line about now. He has improved, but he's staying 8th fastest. And funny enough, he's just 1,000th behind Aaron Curtis.
Yeah.
Not the first time we're seeing it today, but definitely a funny sight, a good sight to see.
And
Looking at
Baldinger
Kyle
has
Burns,
the checker
meanwhile-
flag actually.
He's already done. Wow. He's wasting no time then. But either way, Dudu Corby, he won't have the checkered flag for a few more laps, I suspect. He's finally clear of traffic, but he's lost half a second in the first sector anyway.
Yeah.
Griffith has the checkered flag as well, so everyone is in checkered flag sandwich. We got a
And the
yellow
yellow
flag
flag
over at
there.
San Donato.
And
Who is
that
it for? It's for
Isaac
Fastray. He's had a problem, I think, on his steering wheel. We can see, and he's put into the wall as a result. No, it's a crash. Did he crash with Waterson? No, not Waterson. Is this Galevich or Waterson? I'm not quite sure. I think it's Galevich.
No, he had an oil
It's not-
leak.
No, transmission problem.
Yep.
Because the previous car had an oil leak. So it's a transmission problem for Fasher Ray. And he pulled over safely for the others, but not safe for him because he hit the wall. And the wheel is there, but I don't think it will make its way onto the track. Actually, it might make its way onto the track now. But Quintino avoids it. And it's on the curb now, the wheel. Carfi finishes his lap. Skillen has a checkered flag. Meanwhile, Curtis finishes his lap whilst being impeded by his Irish compatriot. And where is the wheel? Is it gone? I think it's gone.
Yeah. Already gone.
Yeah, Kyle Burns, he didn't improve in Sector 1, 3 times down on his personal best. Still, he has every right to be happy. I think he was top 5 last season, and if he stays like this, he'll be top 5 once again here in Mugello. Clearly accustomed to this track. Adventure. Holding one of the campuses behind him. But for how much longer?
My game crashed.
Oh wow.
I think I
That's-
just saved, so maybe it could be good.
Alright.
Okay.
Still, I hope you guys enjoyed this test so far. Despite this little technical hiccup, it should all be good. So let us know in the chat. While we get back, we'll be paying attention exclusively to the chat. So if you have any questions for us, please ask and we'll be happy to answer. So go ahead, don't hold back. Ask us whatever you want.
Is it back on?
No, it's actually 10 minutes ago, so we have to.
We have to read it.
Yeah.
Previous 10 minutes. You're not
I
even
will
streaming it on
remember
Discord.
next time to hit the autosave key more times.
They're not
Because
even
in the
streaming.
races it usually just autosaves when they cross the line, but here it doesn't, so
Yeah.
sorry
Need
for
the
that.
Discord. Yep.
Ah. Anyway, just bear with us, guys, and we'll keep an eye on the chat. The chat might be lagging a little for me, but I think it's okay for you, Rahul. So
Yeah.
if you see any questions, just let me know.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, a short view back to the past 10 minutes ago. Good one, Jamie, good one. Yeah. We're still waiting, so as I mentioned, be patient, guys. The seat could get altered though, so that might be a little bit of a problem. So in the meantime, is there anything you guys, or even you, Rahul, would like to talk about? Because we need to fill up time somehow, so because I don't want to sit just here being quiet and thinking about the universe, or you know. So Rahul, what would you like to talk about? It's up to you.
Not really much.
Okay, fair enough.
Seed may might be changed.
Yeah. And if that happens, who knows what would happen in the end of it all.
Yeah.
Would erase everyone's laps probably though.
Mexico actually moved up to 7th.
Okay, Griffiths is last again, so maybe we will have the same seat.
Alright. Well, this could work. Yes. Did I shut down the stream entirely? I didn't mean to do that. Or no, wait, where did I put it? I mean, not the stream, the video with the chat, you know. No bother, I'll find it in a very short time anyway. I'm sure.
Actually, I don't think it's the same seat because Waldinger still has like 5 laps he can do, or 4 laps. And
What, is he still fastest or what?
Yes, but he pitted the last time, I think, and had the checkered flag.
Oh,
Yeah, well,
anyway,
we will see
are
if
we...
Fascia breaks down again. But sometimes the failures stay the same, but the seat doesn't. So maybe he will break
Right.
down at another part of the track. Don't know.
Perhaps. Yeah. Flo. Are we still live?
Yes, we should be still live.
Okie dokie, that's good. Alright, let me get the chat back up. And,
Oh, Foxy moved up to 7th, actually.
yeah. Anyway, I need to mute the chat before I can hear my echo. Oh, never mind, it's already muted, so nothing to worry about, thank goodness. Yeah, we'll just have to wait a tiny little bit before we're properly live once again. So Rahul, tell us a joke. Because why not? Let's entertain the viewers a little bit while we don't have the entertainment on display.
Seal.
Yes, very. That's not a joke. That's God. You should never make fun of the seal, Rahul. But as you can see from your profile picture and your nationality, you're truly Irish in this pre-season testing, of course. You truly are a seal worshipper, so I forgive you. That was a fun little skit. We stitched up pretty much on the spot.
Yes, he breaks down.
Where did he break down? Same place or?
I think it's the same. Let's see where the wheel...
Alright.
No, it's not the same. It's not the same. The seat is changed
Oh,
because
yeah.
the wheel
Someone
didn't roll
was-
down and he's
But
under...
we need to go live again. Show us the screen share again.
Wait,
Yeah.
oh. Yeah, tell me that before I didn't know.
I tried to tell you.
Oh, sorry for that. So yeah, the seat is actually changed.
Yeah, the seat's different since Gillen and Curtis have
Was this
got
being
the
shown
checker
on?
flag.
Was this being shown on stream actually, or?
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
So
you
we were the only ones who didn't get to see.
can actually tell that the seat is different.
Yeah, the seat is different. It was the same corner after all, but Wardinger and Griffiths, first of all, don't have the checkered flags. And
Yeah,
also,
Yeah.
for sure, had a little bit of another angle and the wheel didn't roll on the track, so...
yeah.
There is actually one disparity. Pashkol is 1,000 slower than he was before. So that's a little funny. Because I know he was 290 down on Valdiga, but now he's 291.
Yeah.
So the seat changed that.
Well,
Anyway, other things I remember, like the gap between Valdinger and Skillen, since that one is very precise, it stayed the same. As looking at Kalevich, 8 tenths down on his personal best. We got Patel, meanwhile, behind, starting a lap. Dudu Corby will be finishing one in the meantime. And how wide will he go out of Buccina? Very wide.
Yep. He won't be
And
able to
he does
improve.
not improve. 6 tenths down under.
Quintino,
Quintino has checkered flag as well, so he'll be done for the day.
we will
What's
see.
gonna happen next? Bennett's coming
into
to
the
the
pit.
pit. Yeah,
Bennett's
meanwhile,
Graf
Graf
has
has
to-
a checkered flag as well.
well,
So his session will be done once he comes in. Bennett has it as well, so his session is properly done.
we are lucky that the seat just changed in the pre-season testing, because it doesn't really matter. The most important thing I think is that that Waldinger stays top
Yeah.
Yeah, that is
before the
true.
21st minute mark when it crashed. So
Well,
that's
it's
good.
pretty much accurate anyway, so
Yeah.
we shouldn't have too much to worry about. Meanwhile, Quintino has a checkered flag.
Curtis is fourth and he was seventh before.
Yeah,
so-
aside from that.
Yeah.
Speaking of Curtis, checkered flag next to his name, as well as Pashko and Patel and Protiuk. Those came rather quickly.
Yeah, Protiuk's session is over. Patel's going to carry on for another lap.
But I think Patel has every right to be happy with this performance. Much better than yesterday.
Yeah.
And if Patel was here, I would ask him what he thinks about it. Of course, he's not here, so I wouldn't ask him. Just kidding. What do you think about it, Rahul?
This ain't the real Patel. This is the Seagull Patel.
I thought you were a seagull.
What Seagull? That's not
Duh,
a Seagull.
seagull. Griffith has improved. 16th fastest for him.
Flo can only say Seagull.
But you
It's-
just said
it's
it.
enough now.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway.
As Adventure goes second.
Big improvement there from the pole. And found some massive gains in that dams.
Yeah.
Second quickest for him at the moment. And if he keeps going, will he be able to take P1 away from Wallinger?
There's a chance he could.
Yeah, there is. Fastray is back, having had a failure previously, but now he's back on track. Let's see how well he can do. Into Scarperia, and now through the left-hander. Up next is Corentayo. We'll see the sector split. Just about now, he's down by 5 tenths. No,
Oh,
6 tenths.
Yeah.
Yeah, the clouds blocked a little bit, and I thought the 5 looked like a 6. No, the 6 looked like a 5, my bad. Either way, what matters is that Fastray is down by some margin, and he'll be unlikely to improve this lap. He's 12 fast at the moment, so he has plenty of reasons to be satisfied with that, but I think he might want a little more. So let's see how much performance he can eke out of his car.
Yep. Griffiths improved to
Griffith.
17th.
And he has checkered flag now.
Yeah.
Fastray 8 tenths down, so he's lost a further 2 tenths in the last sector compared to his personal best. So he needs to work a little bit harder. And Adventure improves yet again,
very
goes
close.
second fastest, and is just half a tenth behind Ben Svaliga, but wasn't able to dislodge him off the top spot.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Burns has got the checkered flag, so so everyone in the top 11 has it, as well as some other people in the second half of the pack. The
Yeah.
session will come to a close pretty soon. Fastray losing 4
Indeed.
tenths into sector 1 as he approaches Casanova and Saveri. And Rahul, as you're coming in to finish your day, I want to ask you, what are your favorite corners on this track, now having been in the commentary booth with me for the whole session?
Not gonna lie, I'd say Casanova and Savili. I'd say those
Right.
two corners.
That's a very fair opinion. As Watson is finishing a lap, he's improved all the way up into 13th. Big improvement there for the Briton. And he's now 13th faster with the same lap time as Fastray, who we're looking at right now.
Yeah.
Zorbach and Waterston have the checkered flag next to their names. So Zorbach in the end has improved by only by only 1 place, sorry, not a tenth. But he's 6 tenths in front of Waterston this time around, so at least he'll have that as consolation. Griffiths improves yet again, 17 for him.
Yep. And we will go
Fastray.
off topic later.
Yeah.
Because
And
Joker
what
said,
will we talk?
You'll find out.
Wait, what?
You'll find out. Yeah. The chat, you can see in the chat, but you'll find out.
Right. Oh, yeah. I understand. I just see that message from Joe. Anyway, we're now waiting for Zorbach to finish the lap. Where can the German go? Doesn't go anywhere. He's staying where he is, but he'll have a few more laps under his belt before he decides to come in and end his session. Fastray and Watzel, the two Brits at the same time, are the only ones who don't have the checkered flag just yet, but I think Fastray will get it at the end of this lap.
Yeah.
And is that thing about certain someone being champions is what you want to talk to me about, Rahul, or what?
Yeah.
Watzel has improved to go 11th meanwhile. Right. Waterston doesn't improve, stays in last. Only one not to be within a second of the leader. Actually, I think his best lap is not even in the 131s. No, his best lap is in the 132s, as a matter of fact. So it's now a good day for Waterston. You know, Isaac Fastray completes his run, and now everyone has a checkered flag. Fastray is still yet to come in, though. And once he comes in, I believe the session will be over, but we'll still have to wait and see what the others do, because we still got quite a lot of cars on track.
Yeah.
Waterston 2.5 tenths down in the first sector, slowing down quite a lot into Casanova before coming back up to speed into Savelli.
Ooh,
Looking at
McCarthy had a little
McCarthy,
lock up.
yeah, and towards turn 2, Luco, where we had a big crash in the real-life Tuscan Grand Prix, of course. At the start, no, he had it into Materazzi in
Yeah.
turn 4. A little bit of a slide there, I guess, as a result. And McCarthy won't improve on this lap, which could be his last.
Yeah.
Could, but it will. It remains to be seen. Still, this has been a quite entertaining session, I would say. Do you agree with me, Rahul?
Yeah, indeed.
We had twice the failures from yesterday. We had 2 failures today so far, and I don't think we'll have another one. Anyway, Fastray is quite a way down in Sector 2.
Yep. 6 tenths again. Zantis, when he comes into the pits, this session is over.
Yeah, 12th place for him today. And just behind his teammate Henry Watson, 8 1,000ths of a second separating the Yard Grand Prix cars. So there's little to choose between the two of them. Both have done as best as they could today. And while the team's champions won't be too happy with this run, I think they'll know they have time to find quite easily.
Oh yeah, Dave actually made a good point. Zorberg 22nd in day one, and today he's 21st.
Well, yeah, I did mention that he gained a place.
Yeah, it hasn't been great for him, but he can do better.
Yeah. Either way, Zorbak, Zorbak doesn't have to worry. You don't gain any points during testing, so you can finish last every single test and still win the championship. It's not unheard of.
Yeah,
Nicholas Zorbak has no reason to be discouraged. He can still have a great season.
yeah.
Testing can be very deceiving, of course.
Yes.
And just like last season, it looks like once again, Prema will be fastest in preseason testing, so that's a little surprising, but it's a good sight to see that this team is doing very well on their home track.
Yeah.
Anyway, looking at Isaac Fashray, who's currently in the red, Jamie Griffiths will be coming into the pits.
This session will
And
be done.
Yeah, and that rhymes for some reason, even though I don't want it to rhyme. And we're looking at Joel Watterson, currently in last. This could be his last flying lap of the day. And let's see if he can gain anything or if his tires are shot. As he's approaching Materassi. And there he goes. To the right. And now he's going to go Borgo San Lorenzo into Casanova and Savelli. He's a 10th and a quarter down in Sector 1. So the Kiwi might not be able to improve, and even on this lap. He's 6/10 down behind second to last, so he won't be happy at all with his performance today. But like I said for Zorbak, there's no reason to get discouraged. It's only testing, after all.
Yeah.
Rounding off Sector 2, Watterson, we're not going to see his delta. Actually, we will. He's just under 2/10 down, but he is down, and that's what stings. It goes to the Biondetti. 10.5 minutes left in this session, but it will end before we hit that mark, so no worries there. Just wait for these guys to come in, and it'll all be done. As Watterson is exiting Buccine, let's see how much time he can find here, if any at all. Here comes the New Zealander, crossing the line. He's lost a lot in the last sector, actually.
He's still gonna do another lap.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anyway, looking at Isaac Fashray, meanwhile, he's not improving at the moment. But could he find something that's free? As we're now just 10 minutes ago exactly. We're at that mark with S. McCarthy coming in and the Charoux behind. Fashray doesn't improve, and he'll be coming in. His session is coming to a close. Nano Adventure, man in second. He'll have another crack at it. Tell you what.
Yeah.
Nicholas Zorbak is on a flying lap currently, but he's not having the pace at the moment. He's 4.5 tenths down on his personal best.
Yeah.
Either way, Fashray will be coming in once his lap ends. And he's hasn't had the greatest session, but you shouldn't look too much at the position. You should look at the delta to the leader because the top wait, let me say again. The top 15 are all within half a second, so it's insanely competitive.
Yeah. It is.
So anything can still happen in the actual season. Don't forget, in the past 2 seasons, we had so many different winners. Like, in 2017, only 2 drivers won 2 races, those being David Kupok, who qualified 3rd in the top class, by the way, for the Australian GP, I know, shocking, and Lynn Campana, who now drives for Williams. And also, in 2018, the double winners were David Suarez and Daniel Adventure. Adventure won the first, Adventure won the second and the third race to establish an early championship lead, which seemed very solid, but that lead withered down, and in the end he only finished 11th. Suarez took victories in Britain and Hungary en route to the title.
A familiar face has done that before in Toro Rosso in the opening
Can you
round.
say again?
Yeah, I was about to say. Since you talked about Kupok qualified 3rd, a familiar face has done that before. Qualifying inside the top 4. Who could that have been? And guess what? He was actually German. What a coincidence.
Alright, Flo. Anyway, look at this stick camera angle of another German, Nicholas Zorbach.
I believe
He
I
finished
can
his
fly.
8th lap. We got the drone strike over Mugello. Be careful, guys.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Someone else is in the pits. Their session is over.
Yeah, so that leaves only 3 cars out on track.
Yeah. One of them is Zorbach.
Naturally. And he's still not done yet. Neither is Watson. But it could be done after this lap. No, he's still going. Even if he fails to improve. Eventually will be coming against Larson and Zorbach. The 2 guys who are running out the back of the session. They're gonna be the last one to come into the pits as well.
Adventure's done a lot of laps. So has Zorbach, 28 laps.
Yeah.
But it
Literally
will be
pushing-
29 as well.
Pushing
so.
not for lap time, but to gather data, which is key. You
Yeah,
can be
same.
you can take pole in one race by a full second and then lap the field. You still only get a fixed number of points, so it's not about being quick once. It's about being consistent.
Yeah.
And please don't curse at me if someone does take pole at Bahrain by a second and then laps everyone, because I didn't mean to predict that, you know. I'm just saying, no matter how dominant you are in one race, in GP2 the tide can turn very, very quickly. Zorbach is
Yeah.
still going meanwhile, but yeah, the tide can turn very quickly, as I just said, and you need to be on it as many times as you can if you want to win the championship, just as Davi Suarez last season.
Yeah.
He's been incredibly consistent, and that's what gave him the championship at the very end of it.
Yeah.
And Ben Fallinger, if it stays as it is, which is looking very likely, then he'll be the first GP2 driver ever to top both days of testing. So I think he'll walk home proud of that. Very much so. Watson is finally going to be done after the end of this lap. He'll be coming in, and that leaves Zorbach the only car out.
Yeah.
And I strongly suspect Zorbach will come in once he's done with this lap. I mean, he'll get the pit call, and then he'll come in. You know what I meant.
Yes.
He's done a lot of laps today, and he's approaching Corentario for what could be the penultimate time. 2 tenths down. So this lap isn't that atrocious, but he'll still need to work to gain in Sector 3, you know.
Yeah.
Which I doubt he can, but we'll see. For Zorbach, even though he's down in 21st, he's made a massive step up in pace. Yesterday he was 1.7 seconds off P1. Now he's under 8 tenths, so he has to be proud of his efforts, as he will be coming in to round off this session.
Yeah. And that confirms Valdinger has done it.
So Nico, if you're watching, don't look at your position, look at the lap time. You've made massive gains from one day to the next. So I think you should be encouraged, even if you were 21st. I think he'll get his message, even if he wasn't watching today.
Yeah.
Either way.
Yep, Watson coming into the pits.
Yeah, here he goes. Until Watson is done, all that remains is for Zorbach to come in, and this test will be over. GP2 preseason testing will come to an end, and all that will remain will be the wait till we get to Bahrain.
Yeah. Anything can
man.
happen in Bahrain.
And what did you think of this test? Are there any drivers who impressed you in particular?
Yeah, I'd say Graf has stepped up. Yeah, he's been third quickest, so it's been good for him. And also the two Uni Virtuosi drivers have done well as well,
Yeah.
from Silverstone to Mugello, 4th and 9th.
I think Adventure has stepped up a lot as well. Wallinger is still class of the field only by a little bit. As Zorbach is coming in, Flo, please pause before you get the race over screen, the session over screen, I mean. So please pause so I can read you guys through the leaderboard one last time. So please hit the pause button, Flo, before you get the race over screen. The session over. Oh, I know.
Don't
We're still
worry.
having 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Enough
still
time.
have 3 minutes. Right, so I will lead you guys the leaderboard. And how do you want to do it, Rahul? Do we do it two at a time, or it's up to you? You can decide.
We could do the first half and then we'll do
Right,
halves. Yeah.
I'll do the first half. So once again, Ben Svallinger is fastest, so not by as much of a margin anymore. Then Adventure steps up to plate and goes second quickest. Good day from the man who we know has a lot of speed. Dennis Graf is third quickest. Great day in the office for him. And Mexican has stepped up as well to go fourth fastest, the man who won the first race last season. Aaron Curtis was fastest here last year. This time he's only fifth, but this is a very, very good day for Prima. Fifth and first. You can't count them out. They're surely going to be very strong. Kyle Burns is in sixth place. Thomas Bennett in seventh. Tomasz Pasquale in eighth. Big step up for him. As is for Rahul Patel in ninth. Finally gets a taste of the top 10. Ruslan Protasuk is in 10th, with Henry Watzel rounding out the first half of the results in 11th.
Nico is stuck.
Oh no.
Apparently.
Rahul, you have to read the second half.
Yeah, in 12th it's Thomas Anderson, 13th Isaac Fisher, Gabriel Quintino 14th, Jake Galloway 15th, Mariko Kalovich 16th, Jamie Griffiths 17th, Dudu Kirby 18th, Lorenzo Tomaselli 19th, Chuck McCarthy 20th, Nicholas Zorberg in 21st, Joe Watterson in 22nd.
Yep, that's right. That's the leaderboard done, and all that remains is to wait out the remaining a minute and a half, and this session will officially come to a close, as will all of preseason testing for GP2.
Yeah.
And Wallinger, he has every right to be proud of himself. He's been the fastest in day one and the fastest in day two. Does this make him an early favorite heading into the season opener? Yeah, let's fly and explore around the track if you can, Flo. Are you still stuck close to Zorbach? But these drone shots are very, very exciting and stunning.
Yeah, you can't go pretty far, but yeah.
Either way, Zorbach is still stuck, and that's the end of the session. Mans Wallinger fastest, with Daniel Adventure second, and Dennis Graf third. Wallinger, for the first time ever, is the first driver in GP2 history to top both days of testing. And if you were Wallinger, how would you react to that?
Be pretty amazed. He used to be fastest in the 2 days of testing. And he would think he will have the upper advantage, but then again, anything can happen in motor racing, and he usually does.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah. Curtis stopped the second day of testing here at Mugello. Then he took pole in Bahrain, but we all know how that race ended up for him, sadly. So who knows? Testing is just an early indicator. It's not a true reflection. For that true reflection, we're actually going to have to wait till we get racing, and that will be in Bahrain. But yeah, until we actually get racing, I've been Robert Ionescu, and it's been a great honor to commentate testing for you guys. Not just for GP2, but also the top class as well,
Yeah. And I've been Rahul Patel.
Yep, and this has been the GP2 testing here live from Tuscany, from Scarperia San Piero at Mugello Circuit. And yeah, Wallinger quickest, the headline from both days. Will it be the same when we get to Bahrain? Who knows? Who can see? No one can see. Just have to wait and let the season, get underway properly. It's gonna be a hella exciting season, just like the last two, I'm sure. Until then, we've already given our outro, so all that remains to say is stay with us, guys, because when we get to Bahrain next week, it's gonna be an epic weekend. So stay tuned, guys. Take care, and ciao, ciao.
Goodbye.